Okay, the second half of the Chaf Alpha from an Aleph tells us, this is video number 2, it tells us that Yeshua have been, from the time, an amazing thing, from the time of Moshe Rabbeinu, all the way until Rabbi Gamliel. Rabbi Gamliel was one of the later Tanaim, if it's the same Rabbi Gamliel that I think it is. When the people learned Torah, they would stand. Probably came from that pasuk of the pasuk says that Hashem stood when Moshe Rabbeinu stood. So they were able to make it like they were like on our Sinai. They would stand the entire time. Everybody learning. Now, so we'll see. It probably was only some of the types of learning, because here the Gemara brings a contradiction. In one pasuk, it says that Moshe Rabbeinu stood on Har Sinai, and on one pasuk it says that Moshe Rabbeinu was Ashav Bahar. He sat. At least the Gemara is translating it that way now. Yeshiva is to sit. So the Gemara brings answers, 4 possible answers on this. Number 1, he would stand while learning, fresh, and when he reviewed, when he wasn't with Hashem, when Moshe Rabbeinu would stop and review, he would sit. The answer number 2 is he was sort of in between. He was like diagonal, like this, not standing, not sitting, not standing, not sitting, but he would be leaning in, and so that's like a compromise of sitting and standing, and the pasuk describes this as sitting and standing. Number 3 is he says that yeshiva, the language of yeshiva, doesn't always really mean sitting. It could also mean dwelling in it, just like. He doesn't bring this raya. He brings a different proof. But like for example, like in a sukkah, it says the mitzvah is to live in the sukkah. It also uses the language of shev. Teshvu ke'ein to do, to live in the sukkah. Is the language yeshiva doesn't really mean to sit specifically. It could mean to stay in the place. So Moshe Rabbeinu was just saying, I was there. How was I there? I was standing. So according to that answer, I was always standing. And the final answer is that the hard parts he would need to sit for. He needs to use all of Moshe Rabbeinu when he's learning the Torah. He was using all of his energy, so that point he sat. But on the easier parts, he stood up. And that's the end of the page.